G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing all the new changes in the most recent update and how they're specifically affecting competitive. A lot of people aren't talking about how the most recent buff to gold means that if you try out this new strategy, which I'm going to show you, it pretty much guarantees you can get an exotic in your arena and competitive games. This means in FNCS, there's a good chance if you follow this strategy, you can walk around with the Storm Scout sniper rifle, double barrel shotgun, the new slurp cannon. It's just going to be ridiculous, and I don't know if Epic's going to make a change to it before FNCS, so make sure you know how to use this strategy. I also want to talk about how Epic has implemented a new rule that there's a very good chance you have broken in the past, which could get you banned and has seen tens of thousands of players get a warning. So I'm going to explain everything that's going on with that as well. Just quickly before we jump into today's video, with tournament season kicking off, if you haven't already, check out my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/AussieAntics. I'm streaming every day live, watching all the major tournaments, all the major games, scrims, and everything in between. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It would mean the world to me. Now let's jump into it. The two main changes in the most recent update was the addition of the burst quad launcher and the chug cannons. Now, I don't usually spend that much time talking about the exotics when it comes to competitive because sometimes you see people get them in an arena game, maybe in scrims, but if you didn't know, gold resets every single time you play arena or a competitive game. It's not like pubs where you get it from the game before to carry over, so a lot of these exotics are really hard to get. Until now, they've just added a new buff to gold where you get 33% increased gold from quest and bounties. That means you're getting 200 gold from a bounty, and some quests are giving you upwards of 130, which has meant now it is incredibly easy to get your hands on exotics if you're following this strategy properly. So when we're talking about exotics, there's pretty much 4 in the game I'd consider buying decently. You've got the double barrel that costs 600, you got the chug cannon which costs 600 now, and the burst quad launch that costs 600. These are pretty much 3 of the main exotics I'd go for, but the Storm Scout sniper rifle, the best exotic in the game for competitive right now, only costs 500 gold, and you start with 50. If you can do one bounty, that's 200, you already have 50, and then you can find one vault, you're already at 400 gold. You smack a few chairs or some beds, and you have 500 gold to buy a Storm Scout sniper rifle. Not really for arena, I wouldn't get it too much in arena because I feel like you should be W keying anyway, but when it comes to a tournament, if you're playing a cash cup or trio FNCS and you know where the next storm goes, this is going to be ridiculous. So I want to talk about a few areas and a few different ways that you can abuse getting more gold, even just upgrading your weapons now. As far as competitive goes, this 33% buff to gold is huge. It is massively already it's buffed already insane drops. You have Dirty Docks, Misty Meadows, and Caddy Corner that I already made a video on for how insane they are because they have guaranteed upgrade NPCs and they have guaranteed quests. They've now gotten even stronger. I was talking about this on stream right now. Misty Meadows, for example, if you drop Misty Meadows, even though the NPC there doesn't give quests, if you go up to the sniper guy on the hill and he has this quest to do damage to targets with a sniper rifle, you walk up there with your trio with one sniper rifle, all 3 of you grab the quest. If each of you snipes that NPC, drops the sniper to your teammate and shoots them, you're each walking away with 130 gold. Plus your existing 50 from when you dropped, you now have enough gold to go from green shotgun to purple shotgun or AR or anything else every single game for just walking up and shooting an NPC. This is massive. If you weren't already focusing on gold or thinking about your drop spots and rotations around gold, you need to start doing it. Even if I didn't know that this gold buff was in the game, I would have been able to tell it happened because I was watching NA East Pro scrims today. I was watching Elite scrims on my stream, and pretty much every single game, a pro had one of the exotics. We had people running the Klinger sniper rifle, which again, in competitive is actually really solid. The amount of damage it does for Storm Surge for free is insane and just applies constant pressure to builds. We had a game where Centered even tweeted out asking if the exotic double barrel shotgun stops him from taking fall damage because his team was able to get it in pro scrims. So we're talking FNCS quality games, the best of the best taking the game seriously. They were still able to get enough gold to buy exotics half the time without even doing bounties. Just by finding vaults, just by doing quests and your normal gold, they were able to consistently buy exotics. You can implement this strategy anywhere on the map, and like I said, it doesn't have to be for exotics, but the main strategy that I would implement is trying to get your hands on the Storm Scout sniper rifle. In arena games, try to practice dropping somewhere near the center of the map, trying to get bounties and quests to get up enough gold, remember 500, to go buy the Storm Scout. Because if you didn't know, the person who sells it, the NPC, is always spawns in Hunter's Haven 100% of the time. If you drop Hunter's Haven itself, you have a chance of getting enough vaults to get it almost every time, because there are some really common vault spawns around here. The other strategy you can do is also going Weeping Woods and doing the quest from the farmer dude there, because Weeping Woods has some of the easiest quests in the world. It's just farming materials or doing really simple stuff. You also have the bounty over towards the lake house. You have the bounty board, because none of the NPCs in the center of the map, unfortunately, are 100% bounty spawns, so you can't really rely on using bounties. But again, if you're in a tournament, you're playing FNCS, I'd try to avoid using bounties to get the gold, because you don't really even need to. If you're just doing the quests in this area, you can get your hands on the Storm Scout sniper rifle consistently. Also though, in case you haven't followed and you do drop maybe on a more northern side of the map, the way you get the new burst quad launcher and the new chug cannon is either from the fish sticks that spawns at Craggy or Coral Castle, if you're trying to get your hands on the burst quad launcher, or if you're trying to get your hands on the chug cannon, it's from Remedy, the medic spawn, which either spawns at Craggy Cliffs or on the hill near Craggy. And again, the quest that these guys drop is really easy. If you find a vault at any one of these drops and then you do a couple of their quests, you'll have enough gold for this. The burst quad launcher does 42 damage with each rocket, and it fires 2 at a time that only counts as 1 rocket, and the chug cannon heals you for 15 shield or health for your whole team, and it recharges constantly. If you get this in FNCS or a tournament, your chance of winning just skyrockets. The other change that was added most recently that's affecting competitive is the nerf to cars. In case you haven't already realized, you probably did pretty quickly, cars have been heavily nerfed at how fast they can go. So off-road or on-road, they are much slower, which makes them a worse form of mobility and rotation, which honestly I'm happy about. They really do cut out a lot of the mid-game skill right now. Getting Storm Surge or trying to just rotate when everyone's just driving around in cars has become incredibly difficult. So I like this nerf. They're still good, especially if you're going on-road, but off-road they are incredibly slow now. And some people are actually expecting or kind of hypothesizing that this might be due to the changes that are coming with the vehicle kind of additions or perks or customization or whatever it is. Hypex has been talking about this a lot, and a bunch of leakers have, that it looks like there is a chance Fortnite is going to be getting customization to their weapons and also vehicles. So maybe slowing down the vehicles is in preparation for this, but again, I don't know too much about it. Leakers have been talking about this for weeks or months now. Nothing's really changed. I highly doubt this is going to get added before FNCS anyway. Epic's been doing a really good job of not making game-breaking changes right before FNCS or major tournaments. I think, unfortunately, this gold change is one of the most game-breaking changes they've made in a really long time. I just don't think anyone's figured it out yet, so no one's talking about it. All right, let's move on to this new rule change to make sure you're fully across what the new rules are so you don't break them, because this will potentially or definitely result in a ban if you do it, because a whole bunch of players have just woken up this morning to a behavior warning, and I want to explain exactly what it is in case you're freaking out. To start off with, don't panic, it's okay. Tens of thousands of players got them. They woke up to this. It says, behavior warning. Due to your recent actions, you have been issued a competitive warning for illegal restart. Please refrain from repeat offenses or you may receive an account ban. Now, what is an illegal restart? What is this new rule? So Fortnite tweeted this out 2 days ago. They said, in December 2020, we introduced Rule 3.7.4 that limits players to 1 entry per event. It is evident that players were not aware of the change. Only warnings will be sent to players who are not rule compliant, and it is on us for not making this change more clear, which I like. They made a change to the rules. Clearly people didn't know about it. I didn't know about it, so they're only just going to issue warnings. Let's read exactly what the rule is. Players may only have 1 entry using 1 Epic account into the event for a given session. Players are expressly prohibited from having additional event entries using additional or secondary Epic accounts, and or participating from more than 1 server region. I know it's very like terms of service jargon. I'm going to break down exactly what it means. The whole community started freaking out, thinking that this meant that, oh my god, tournaments are region locked. If I've played multiple tournaments in multiple multiple regions, I'm gonna get banned. Everyone freaked out. What this means is that you're only allowed to play one tournament, let's say the Trio Cash Cup for NA East, once on one account without starting with a new team. So let's say you played your first game, your friend decides he wants to get off because he's tilted because he got headshot sniped, so you go find some more friends to play with. No. That is now bannable. You are not allowed to restart the same tournament with a different team. This doesn't mean you're not allowed to go play on another region. You're still allowed to play NA East Cash Cup, OCE Cash Cup, EU Cash Cup, whatever it be, you can play it. Just make sure when you're playing each one of those individual tournaments, you're only playing it with one team and you're only playing it on one account. So don't jump on an alt account like you used to see Tfue do back in the day. This is to combat what I was talking about in my video the other day, where especially in DreamHack, you had a whole bunch of pros start a tournament, they'd have 1 or 2 bad games, or they wouldn't drop a 30 bomb in their first game, so they jump on with a new team and then drop a 30 bomb and end up qualifying. This new rule is to combat that. So everyone who got issued a warning was because you either played a tournament or did something in the past where you re-queued for a tournament with a different team. Again, don't worry, it's just a warning. They realized they didn't make the rule clear enough, and that's why they're only issuing warnings from now on, but that could change. There is a very good chance if you do this again, you could be banned. So make sure to share this with your friends, tell them, make sure they're aware of this rule change. You can't play a tournament with more than one team. The reason why it had that thing about per region and everyone freaked out thinking it was region locked, Epic Games did clarify that was the rule taken from FNCS. FNCS is region locked. You're not allowed to play multiple regions for FNCS, but Cash Cups and other creator tournaments aren't region locked. If you check this rule here, the part about region locking has been taken out. That's the rule that is in place for Cash Cups. I know this is going to upset a few people because it does really suck for people who just play the game casually, or they want to play in the Trio Cash Cup with a few of their friends and then they want to restart with another team because one of their friends got tilted, and usually most of the people doing this aren't getting any money anyway, so it's not really affecting things too much, but it is really unfair for teams at the lower skill-based matchmaking on the lower points who really are trying to play out all 10 of their games, and they've got people restarting the tournament who are like actual gods and pros who are dropping 30 and 40 eliminations on these low point lobbies. So overall, I think it's a great rule change from Epic. I like the way they handled the situation. They were very human about it. They realized they didn't make a rule clear and they weren't going to punish people for a simple misunderstanding, and they've tried to clarify it. Obviously, it wasn't as good as what it could have been because they still have to be very formal and very like legal terms, but that's what I'm going to be here for. I'm always going to try to figure out what is going on and try to interpret these things for you guys in just simple terms. Alright guys, that does it for another video. I hope this cleared a few things up. Jump in Arena, try out this new gold strategy. Even if you're not playing FNCS, it's so much fun just running around with exotics in Arena or tournaments. If you haven't already, please chuck a like on the video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with this new rule change by Epic. Do you think starting with a new team should be against the rules? If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much to me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.